second later, when your body, your head, the whole body came out of your mom's womb and the birth canal, and you were born and took your first breath, everything in the world had changed 1 second later. Everything. Water had gone over dams, the stars and the movement of the stars were different. A bird moved in its sleep.
Right.
A skunk walked by. Something happened. Everything, every single thing in the universe had changed by 1 second. It will never, ever, ever in the history of the universe be exactly the same again. That's Angi Wong's. That is Angi Ma Wong's thought of what the universe is doing.
You're a very good student, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's why each one is so unique, so special. And I truly believe that every one of us, I'm writing this book right now, just finished proofing it. I'm, going to go back to the computer now. After I've proofed it, now I'm going to go back and, make the corrections and send it off to my editor, hopefully in the next few days. And one of the things I said is you are a unique creation. You are a unique creation. That comes from somebody's quote. That expression comes from somebody. I can't remember. I have so many quotes in my book. But it is. Every one of us is a unique creation. There will never be. And one of the chapters, the little mini sections in the book, is you have a purpose in life. You were put on the earth and given life for a purpose. Discover what that purpose is. And it was, I think it was the guy who wrote about love, Leo Buscaglia.
Oh, yeah.
Buscaglia, who said,
yes.
What you were born with were the gifts from God. What you do with your gifts is your gifts back to God. Oh, I love that. But isn't that the truth?
It is.
And people who think they're worthless, who think they're useless, they've done nothing in the world because they haven't achieved fame and celebrity and and wealth. But every one of us is connected. That's what Qi is all about. This universal energy, this cosmic energy, and which brings me to something that you just touched upon that I'd like to connect with the Feng Shui, is that we also believe that there's that essence of life, and we call it Jing. Jing literally means essence, and Jing is some people call it a soul that moves from one body or one soul to another or whatever. And for those who believe in reincarnation, that's not hard to believe.
I do. I accept reincarnation.
Oh, I think so too.
We just have too much evidence now that there's this other realm and that we've come again and again.
Somehow in my beady little mind, in my mind, I just cannot believe that the essence of a person dissipates and disappears to nothing. It goes back somewhere. It goes somewhere. And the first time my cousin, who was about my same age, many, many years ago, about 20, 25 years ago, when she was killed in a car accident, and I saw her, during the viewing, and I saw her body there. And I looked down there, and I said, up to that time, I was so frightened about dying. I mean, I had panic attacks about it. And I looked down at my cousin's body, and I said, hey, that's not my cousin. That's the shell of, that's the shell. It's like the snail or, the shellfish that comes out of it comes out of the shell. That's just the housing.
Yeah, it's like Elvis left the building,
Right.
Elvis has left the building. I looked at my father. I was present when my mother passed 2 years ago and was there the night that my dad passed, like 20 minutes after. And clearly, they leave the body.
Yes.
And clearly, they're not housed there.
Yes.
They're not in bondage in the body.
Yes.
It's fascinating. It's mysterious, too. There's a mystery to it, like a reverent mystery.
Yes. But in my mind, I just cannot grasp that the essence, the spirit, the soul dissipates and becomes nothing. To me, I think, I don't know what form it takes, this cosmic energy that binds us all. Maybe it's one big blob of energy and then it's doled out. Doled out.
There must be a cosmic accounting system.
What the heck?
There must be a cosmic accounting system.
There must be something, okay? But it's doled out, and when a sperm and an egg meet someplace, guess what? Bing! Something happens. And the jing, or the essence in Chinese is jing, goes in. It enters somewhere, and those two cells become a life together, a new person. See, it just blows my... I just cannot accept that the spirit that was your father, your mother, my mom, my dad, the people who I've loved, who have passed on, dissipated to nothing. I can't. It just. It might not be logical. I don't know what it is. I just cannot believe it. But after that happened, and I was not afraid to look at dead bodies anymore. I wasn't afraid to look down into open caskets anymore.
Nor was I, actually.
That took away my fear, because and another thing too, I have to share with you.
Please.
Again, it has to do with the spirit and the energy. Is that for years, what frightened me was dark, and that's one of the fears, major fears, is the fear of dying, right? And the fear of dying, because dying is, a lot of people think that dying is darkness. I don't think dying is darkness. I think darkness is light. Death is light. I lay down on the grass one day, and you know how you close your eyes?
Right.
And you're facing the sun on, at the beach or something, and you know how it's bright behind your eyelids?
Yes.
I believe that's what it is. I don't think that when you die, it becomes dark. I believe it's you go to light.
There's certainly a lot of evidence of people who have,
those
quote, clinically died,
yes,
and come back with reports.
Yes, and they come back and report. There's so much evidence now. And this is not just anecdote. Well, it's all anecdotal. But the Chinese have a saying, and I love this: to know the road ahead, ask those coming back.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is beautiful.
It's so easy, but it's profound. If you're fearful of something, ask people who have been there and done that.
That's awesome. I have a couple more questions for you. In your Feng Shui do's and taboos on financial success, you say, do have a desk custom made for you with the auspicious Feng Shui dimensions of 35 inches wide by 60 inches long by 33 inches high, and watch your business skyrocket. What the heck is that? Where'd you come up with that?
All right. That is from the ancient Chinese text.
When you say ancient Chinese text, are we talking Taoism? Are we talking the I Ching? What are we talking about?
No. There are a lot of books written by Feng Shui masters through, millennium. And through the millennia. And what happens is they document these things. And it's a part of sacred geometry, Kim.
Talk about it.
Okay. We know that there is a sacred geometry in the world. It's the way cells divide. It's the number of petals that show up in a chrysanthemum blossom or a rose, okay? And it multiplies. Now, I'm not the biologist. I'm not the physicist. I'm not.
I understand.
Okay. But there is a method. Things are not random. This is a part of a universal plan. That's why the world is such a wonderful, fascinating, fabulous place. And that's why I love learning new things. I wish I knew more about it, but there's a certain multiplication. And over the years, this is the sacred geometry. There are certain dimensions of geometry that are very comforting to human beings. Let me put it this way. I'll put it in practical terms, because that's what I believe.